team, I wanted to share with you a couple more details about your stock market project and the presentation and kind of what to expect and some hopefully helpful hints. So first things first. Okay, so I'm on Blackboard, as you can see, and I'm under the stock market tab over here. The first thing I need you to do, if you haven't done it already, is to sign up for your presentation date here, and it's first come first serve. So almost all of the Wednesday dates have been taken. So you might wind up with a Wednesday date, but I'm taking these in order of when you signed up, so go ahead and do that soon. The next thing is good information on ratios. So here you can see that I've come up with like a current ratio, what your computation is, what it means, what it indicates, and then I've given you an example of, for example, on the current ratio, Walmart's current ratio is a 76, Costco's is a 1.0, and the industry average is a 0.56. So they're both performing above industry average, and these are current assets over current liabilities. So I'd obviously like that to be a little bit higher, so you can see that Costco is a little bit higher, but both of them are above average. But that's kind of the things that I'm looking for you to do. So you can see these are the ratios as it relates to earnings and stockholders, investing, and how they're using their resources, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope that helps. That is your ratios. And then for the stock market, let's see, how do I find my information to create my ratio? So there is a website called Edgar, and I've given you a link right there. And let's say I wanted to look up Nike, for example. I just simply type in Nike, and it will come up with my Nike thing. It might come up with a couple of things, but hopefully it will be simple for you to see. For example, rubber and plastics footwear. Well, okay, it doesn't really strike me as being rubber and plastics, but I know it's not security, so it's got to be this first one. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. You could either go to the 10Q, which is the quarterly, or if you can look down and find a 10K, all of them much better. So here's a 10K. I always click on the interactive data, which is here. And here's my financial statements. Here's my statement of income, my balance sheet. So let's say, for example, I was looking for current assets, and there are my current assets. Okay, so let's say I wanted to do current assets over current liabilities. That's one of my ratios. So here would be my current assets, and then if I look down over here, where are my current ratios? There's my current liabilities. Boom, I take that over that, and I'm done. Now, if I have Nike in my portfolio and I want to do a ratio for it, okay, I've got a ratio now, but what does that mean? I may need to now go look at, I would say Adidas would be a good competition for here. So here I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back, and now instead of Nike, I'm going to go look for Adidas and hopefully find that. Now, they may not be, okay, they were previously not listed on here, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to find Adidas, so maybe I should look for Under Armour. They're a German company, so it could be they're not on there, so no problem. I'm going to go look for Under Armour. Oh, maybe it's all one word. No, I don't watch feedback. Under Armour. Okay, I'm not going to look for Under Armour, so maybe I'll do Reebok. Okay, so you can see even I don't get things right on the first try, but we learn how to figure that out. So now I've got to go find the Reebok. This is my rubber and plastics footwear. Apparently that's the SIC that they're looking at. So where is my, okay, there's an 8K, an 8K. All right. So if I don't have a 10K, then I'm going to go look for my 8K. Oh, I did find it. Wait a minute. Okay, and I eventually found it by actually just typing in the 10, looking for a 10K. I didn't really like this one, so I went to the 10Q. All right, here's a completion of the file. I actually clicked on here, and from here it gives me my balance sheet. So there are my current liabilities right over here, and here are my current assets. So it did take me a little bit of hunting, but hopefully not too bad. This is just one of the places that you can get that. Okay, so that's how to look up my company financial statement here, and then the stock market project and rubric we talked about in class today. So this just brings you up here. So I need you to just briefly tell me these things. And I thought what would be kind of fun is for me to give you some examples from last semester. And I pick and choose, oops, not that thing, sorry. I kind of picked and choose some of the good examples from last year. So let me move this up. Okay, so good example from last semester, and I actually just created kind of one PowerPoint, and I'm going to show you all of the things that I liked from that, from what people did. It's kind of a mixing of a couple of people's different presentations, so I thought I'd show you what I thought was ideal. So if you come over here, all right, so you'll just get an example. Here they showed me their entire holdings. Here another person explained why they invested in the companies that they did. Here are some ratios. So here they did Nike versus Adidas, so they found out more than I did. Here's Target versus Walmart, Barnes & Noble versus Amazon. Not so sure if that's a great comparison, but anyway, they did it. Here somebody used a spreadsheet, which brought joy to my heart. You can see that they just did their current assets over current liabilities to get their current ratio. Here they did it with eBay, current assets over current liabilities. You don't have to do that, but it was easy, and I bet they made Excel do the heavy lifting. And then they talked about stocks maybe that overperformed, stocks that underperformed, and here somebody gave me some reasons why they thought their stock underperformed. Here somebody else told me what they learned about it and some takeaways. So that's just an example of some of the things that I'm looking for. Just make it interesting to your audience, and don't read from your slides. Okay, hope that helps.